Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going back into the Amazon tool deals. In my Amazon videos, these are either going to be tools that are on sale, tools that even at their full price or list price I believe to be good deals, or tools I find interesting and would like your guys' input on if you guys have purchased them or owned them or used them or anything as far as experience with some of these tools. These items will be linked down in the description for you guys. Each item will have its own independent link, so it's easy to find. Then I'll have two additional links that say tools and tools continued. Those are going to be two links that take you to a long list of tools that I've went over in the past or other tools that I suggest. So that's all there for you guys. First up, we're looking at the Capri Tools Angle Open End Wrench or Open End Angled Wrenches. They have an angle of 30 degrees and 60 degrees, and that is, for the most part, what people prefer as far as those angles. This set specifically is going to be 6 to 24 millimeter, 19 piece, and it comes with the EVA foam tray. I have quite a few Capri tools and have been pleased with all of them. I don't think I've had any issues, knock on wood, with any of their stuff. And I actually have this set. And I was starting to get the Tecton USA made ones because I was just using my rewards every month or two and just buying a couple of them. And while the Tecton ones are great and made in the USA, they are quite a bit more expensive. And for a DIY or weekend warrior, if you have a little bit more money to spend, I think they're a good option. They're not quite tool truck price, but still a good, decent USA made open end angled wrench. But in reality, these aren't like my go-to style wrench, so I didn't want to put that much money into it. So I decided the Capri Tools was a great option just because the coverage that you get, the organization that you get. Sometimes with EVA foam trays, they take up too much space. Sometimes they're organized really well. Now, even when they're organized well, I get it. They're not for everybody. It might not be your style, or you might not have the space available for EVA foam trays, and sometimes putting the wrenches on organizers with your other wrenches is just easier and saves space in the long run. So everybody's situation is a little bit different, but these are beautiful wrenches, nice chrome, nice finish, nice features. So I'll just quickly show you some of them. Some of the details: this has 4.9 stars at 35 ratings. It's at $173.25, down from a typical price of $184.31. So when you see that typical price and a discount off of that, that's when you're usually getting the better deal. When you see list price and a discount off a list price, it's very rare for those items to actually sell at that list price. So you may still be getting a decent deal, but these typical price ones and a discount off of that, that's your better deals a majority of the time. And I think that's a good price for this set. And it does not skip a size. So a nice complete set. There you can see the 60 degree and 30 degree angles with the same size on both ends. You do have the V shape that some companies use to kind of fit the fastener a little bit better. It's all kind of personal preference. The max chrome finish, it is a very nice finish on it. Very nice chrome job. Don't have any issues with that. They do have an open end anti-slip feature. As you can see, not only do they have that V-shaped opening, but they also have this tooth at the top and bottom, just a little ways back from the end of the wrench, that helps prevent rounding off and helps grab onto the fastener a little bit better. And I prefer this style of anti-slip feature over some of the other ones that I own, like my Matco ones. They're very aggressive, which can be great in certain situations, but some of them, they just have a lot of teeth, and sometimes they don't fit the fastener correctly, or they're extremely snug, or they just end up biting in way more than I need them to. So this style tends to be what I prefer, but once again, that's all subjective. And I think for the size set that you're getting and the coverage, it's a really good price, because some of these wrench sets of this style of wrench can get very expensive. If you're looking for a good quality set that's not dirt cheap but not extremely expensive, I think this is a really good one to consider. So once again, this will be linked down in the description. Next up is the Vessel Ball Grip Insulated Screwdriver Set. I have quite a few Vessel screwdrivers and I really enjoy them. They're made in Japan, and I really like the wood compo, which is a wood composite and resin mix. Really, really nice screwdrivers. But these ball grips are actually really nice as well. I like the dual grip zone, the ball feature. It still makes it really comfortable. Just depends on what kind of work you do. These have 4.5 stars at 87 ratings, and it is at a price of $34.14, down from a list price of $50. This is normally probably around the $40 price range. doesn't usually sell at the $50 price range like I stated earlier. But there you can see what's included: a couple slotted screwdrivers and a 1, 2, and 3 Phillips. They are magnetic. There's a little bit more information if you would like to pause and take a look at that. And then as you can tell, they do have identifiers. The top has the size markings. You have your length and stuff, a little bit of information on the side of the screwdriver, but the tops of them have the information, your Phillips head size. And then the slotted have the orange rubber grip zones, so kind of a quick identifier so you can easily find what you're looking for. And I haven't been disappointed by a Vessel product so far, and I probably have 4 or 5 different screwdriver designs from them, and I've been really pleased. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Next up is one that I just came across that I didn't even know they had around. I know about Mayhew. I have some of their products, some of their pry bars, and they make some really good stuff made in the USA. This is a micro tool set. It's a 14-piece. Now, it is at $100, so not exactly cheap, not expensive. I mean, you think with the pry bar sets, when you get a 2-piece pry bar set, you're usually looking, miniature pry bar set, you're usually looking between $20 and $25. That pick set, you're usually looking at between $20 and $25. And then you're going to get some slotted Phillips and Torx drivers as well, smaller ones obviously, all with this kind of grit style plastic handle. Here's just kind of a little bit better image of it. And here you can see it comes in this EVA foam tray with the American flag on the back, part numbers on it. I don't know why you would put the part numbers there. Just put that on the tool and then put, what tool actually goes there, but it is what it is. Still, I think it's a nice set. I think I wouldn't pay any more than $100 for it, but if I were to see this on sale, I would definitely say it's a buy. Once again, made in the USA, as you can see there. It does have slotted Phillips, hooks, picks, mini pry bars, and Torx. And there's exactly what you're getting: the micro straight pick, angled 90-degree angled pick, dual angled pick, micro hook, curved pry bar, straight pry bar, a T6, 7, 8, and 9 for Torx, and then the 2 slotted you're going to get is 5/64 and 3/32, and then you're going to get a 000 and 00 for the Phillips. And then here's just a little bit of information. If you guys want to pause and read that, you can do so. But it's just something I came across that I thought was a really nice little unique kit. I think $100 would definitely be my limit on that set if this was something that I needed, or could find myself using a decent amount. But once again, I think if you can find this on sale, I think it's a really good deal for what's included, especially in the EVA foam tray. Once again, that's all personal preference. And then last up, we're going to get into one product that I'm going to show you from a few different brands, just so I can kind of get your guys' input on and share my thoughts on them. So I like to use bit sockets and bits as much as possible, just because it's easier to throw it in an impact driver or on a ratchet or on a screwdriver. And then my kind of last resort is the Allen keys. And Torx keys aren't as common as Allen keys, obviously, but with Allens, you always, or a majority of the time, you can usually find ball Allens pretty easily, whether that be in bit sockets or Allen keys. You can usually pretty easily find ball Allens, but it's not as common for ball Torx. But I will tell you right now, if you don't have any, they can be extremely handy. I picked up a set a couple years ago thinking, hey, what can it hurt? It really saved me. I was working on my pulley setup. After test driving the Camaro, I noticed I started to have an oil leak at one of the bolts on my pulley setup. And I didn't realize when I assembled everything that one of the bolts actually goes into an oil passageway. So I was having a little bit of oil seep through off of the bolt and down my pulley setup. And I needed to remove this, and it was a Torx. And my lower radiator hose sits about an inch in front of it. And using a normal Torx, even with a long Torx, I couldn't get in there because the bottom, or the water pump neck, was in the way. And I really did not want to remove the lower radiator hose and dump coolant everywhere just to remove this bolt, just to put some sealant on it and put it back in. And this saved my butt. Especially some of these, because they have the short bend instead of being 2 inches long after that 90-degree bend. A lot of them are shorter, which can really create a nice low profile for tight situations, which can be fantastic. So this alone with the stubby end can be fantastic. And then having a ball feature, which is kind of crazy looking, but having this ball feature is extremely handy. Now keep in mind these are Torx, and anytime you use ball anything, ball Allens or ball Torx, it creates a weak point right there. So if this is something that is going to need a lot of torque, it's not going to be your route. But if you have a fastener that's not extremely high torque, that is in a really restricted area or an awkward angle, this design is actually really, really handy. And just needing it that one time made that purchase completely worth it. So I'm just going to show you a few different brands, a little bit different features, but you know, all of them I believe to be good enough quality. This is probably the cheapest brand that we're looking at, not just cheapest quality, but the cheapest brand. Powerbuilt is kind of a more a weekend warrior DIYer type brand, but here you can see it's 25% shorter than standard keys. There you can see the length of the longest one. That's almost 10 inches. So you do definitely get some good length on these. And here you can see all the sizes included. You do get up to a T50. There you can see it in tight situations with that short bend. And they do also include SAE and metric ball Allens as an option if you guys are interested in those. That's not included in this set, but these are just the ball Torx. Let me know your guys' thoughts. So these ones are at just under $30, 4.5 stars at 54 ratings. Next up, we're looking at the Wera tools set. They may have other sets. This is a 9-piece set, and it's going to have a little bit longer bend than the other ones that we were looking at from Powerbuilt. But the Wera set, it does have the black coating to prevent, you know, rust in inclement weather. It does have a nice little organizer with it. You have the standard tips at the top and the ball Torx at the bottom. This set's going to include 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 30, and 40, I believe. So a little bit different size options here from the last set. There you can see the sizes included. And I remember when I first saw the ball Torx design, I thought it was a crazy design. But as long as it's not a high torque application, these things can be absolutely fantastic and a huge time saver. It saved me probably an hour or two worth of extra work with my cooling system. So, and that was just that one situation. I've probably used these things 5 times since then, just specifically for the ball Allen, not just to use them. So really handy tool to have, just not something that you would probably be using on a regular basis. But these ones are at $26.78, down from a typical price of $30. This has 4.6 stars at 148 ratings. So I think this is another good option. Wera is a little bit, you know, bigger professional brand than the Powerbuilt, but once again, I still think all of these are going to be good enough quality for those situations where you need something in a pinch, especially something special like this. Next up is from the brand Aries, and this is going to be their extra long 9-piece set, T10 through T50. It does have an anti-slip textured black grip around the main portion, which I thought was really cool since these aren't Allen shaped. They're just round, and with that textured black, I thought that was a pretty cool little design. Now these ones are a few dollars higher than the last couple that we looked at. I think the cheapest ones we were looking at were $27. These are $35. Well, the ground, you can basically expect to spend about $30 for a ball Torx set. There you can see the sizes: 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 30, 40, 45, and 50. Hinge storage is included. High visibility markings on that black texture there at the bottom. This one can also achieve up to 25 degrees of angle, and you can also get their standard ball Allens as well. But this one has 4.7 stars at 782 ratings, so rated pretty dang high with a decent amount of ratings. So I think this is definitely a good one to consider. And then last up that I'm going to show you is from Bondus. This one is made in the USA, just your standard coating and your longer bend, so not low profile. But unfortunately, this is the only image that they have, and looking at this image makes my brain hurt when I look at those ball Torx at the bottom, because they already look crazy on the other sets if you've never seen them. But this image is just messing with my brain. So I don't know. But once again, I think this is a good option as well. But this one is coming at a little bit higher price of $46.44, down from a list price of $58. That's pushing it. Even though these are made in the USA, that's awesome. That is pushing it when it comes to any Allen keys or torx keys, whatever you want to call them. It's pushing it, but like I said, they can get very expensive. You can also find them dirt cheap, but I figure all of these are pretty decent pricing for a good size selection set. This one is T9 through T40, as you can see there. It's kind of blurry, but those are the ones that I wanted to share with you guys. I think they're a great tool to have, and if you guys haven't used them, let me know your guys' thoughts. Is this something that you may consider purchasing? Is it something that you're interested in that you think could get you out of a pinch in the future? And if you guys have already owned them, have they saved you yet? And if they haven't, trust me, one day you'll get the privilege of using them, and hopefully they help out. Hopefully it's not a high torque situation where you have to worry about breaking one, but that's always something to keep in consideration when using any ball Allen or ball torques. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, all of these products will have an individual link down in the description, and then I'll have those 2 additional links for the long list of tools that I've went over in the past. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.